It's the Ask RIA Show, coming to you live with light, love, and the supernatural. From the real lifestyle of the rich and famous to the Cupid of love or the untold stories of supernatural. Get it all right here on the Ask RIA Show. Now, here's RIA.
My name is Uneque. So there was this guy I was dating. We dated for 5 years. I thought this guy was the one. He was groomed to be a future lawyer, had the money. I mean, everything was right. And then I found out that he had a baby on me while we were dating. Lied about it. I ended up meeting up with the girl, and we trying to like put our plans together. I'm like, so he was with you on that day, he was with you on that day. Honey, messy, so messy. It took me about it took me a year to break it off with him because you know how those things go. But that was by far the most ghetto, the most absolutely ghetto, and just the worst man experience, dating experience I have ever had. Highly just do not recommend. That is my story.
My name is Shawna Powell. My story is the worst story. I mean, first and foremost, I'm fresh off a divorce, and then I meet this fool. Boy, please. Talk about drama, talk about the unexpected. It was all smooth sailing up until this shit went down. Hey, I'm T, and let me tell you, I dated this one guy, he drug me through the mud and back. You're gonna wanna hear my story.
Hi guys, so at the end of the day, top 10 worst guy I've ever dated. I forgot his name, but I'll be back with that. My name is Tanisha, aka Ashley, aka Nisha the Beast, whatever you like to call me. Online dating is one hell of a drug, okay? And we don't want to do that, ladies. So I'm gonna give you my top warning signs with this particular gentleman right here. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, it's your girl RIA here with the Ask RIA Show. As I promised you, we're here on the night of the top 10 worst man you've ever dated. Oh my God, I have some ladies here who's going to tell some stories, and you are going to be the judge of who has the worst story. The person who has the worst story is going to win a 55-inch flat screen TV. So make sure you judge right. I tell you what, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get into these ladies, and you're going to want to hear this. Be right back.
It's the power to unite with Ask RIA. Stay put. We'll be right back.
And invades the earth before its time. The God that turns his back on the world, holding his grace and mercy from the unbelievers. Who then can be saved? Without God, hell comes to earth before its time. Download it now on Amazon.com. Do you believe?
Advertise your business on the Ask RIA Show. Just call 229-389-8304. Let your customers know where you are. Special rates for a limited time. The Ask RIA Show. Now, here's RIA.
We are back, and I'm so excited about what's happening here. Okay, we're talking to Shawna, T, and Uneque, and they have some wonderful, wonderful stories. So ladies, who's going to go first?
Miss Uneque.
Okay, Unique's gonna tell her story. So, what makes, or who do you say is the top 10 worst person you've ever dated that you can say out of anybody you've ever dated, this person stands out more than anything? Who would that be for you?
He was an Aries. Let's start there. He was an Aries man. And it was just nuts. It was one of those things where he painted this beautiful picture of what we could be, how we could be. A lawyer in the making, had a very nice car, had money. You know, it all seemed to fit in place. We dated for 5 years, and in that 5 years, I found out he had a child on me. Met up with the girl because I'm like, the math ain't mathing. It's not making sense to me. So met up with the girl, and we're like trying to put together timelines together because he's been dating her for 4 years. Yeah, that was just a whole lot. So I would say that was definitely the absolute worst experience. Male Aries, just no, they're manipulative. They're narcissistic. And that might just be just mine. I mean, that might just be the one I deal with. But yeah, very ghetto, not recommended.
What's your sign?
What's that?
What did you do when you found out he had a kid?
What did I do? So, you know, okay, I don't want to go to jail. Okay, so let's keep it legal. What can I legally do to mess him up? So I spilled all the tea. So I met up with the girl and I told her everything. Like, oh, he was with me on this day, this day, this day. He was with you when? Oh, do you got a key to his place? Because I got a key to this place right here. I went down the whole line, spilled all the beans, the cans, the worms, all the juice, honey. He was not with neither one of us after that.
What did he have to say? Was he trying to come back and say something?
They always come back.
Yeah, he told her a different story and he told me a different story. So he tried to coax them both. Like, oh, that's not, she's delusional. It's not what she said it was. Oh my God, I met up with the girl.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. So how did it end? Did it end nasty? Did it end okay?
It ended pretty nasty. He ended up getting back with, because they had a child together, so he ended up getting back with her. And, you know, as a mother, I already had my own child at that time. You know, I understood. Let, you know, y'all work whatever is out. It did not work out. She was actually cheating on him the whole time with her best friend.
Oh, wow.
So, it was one hell of a thing.
Wow. What would you have tolerated in this relationship even after you found out he had a child? Would you have tolerated? What would have been something that you would have tolerated?
No. If I knew from the get-go of how he was and things that was going on, I absolutely would not have.
So he had this child while you guys were dating?
While we were dating.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Ooh, baby.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
How was he able to keep that a secret? Like, that's intense.
It is. I don't really know. So he's one of those people, again, groomed to be a lawyer. I felt like I had so much trust in him that I didn't really cry. I'm not one of those people that will go to your phone. I'm not checking to see who you calling. So maybe in a sense, I was, I guess, blind to obvious, and just like, if I don't see it, if nothing's in my face, then, you know, I'm not going to go poking and crying. So, yeah.
Wow. That's something. So, Tia, you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay. What's your top 10 worst story?
Well, for me, I'm a very private person. I'm pretty like to myself, and I was dating this one guy. I'm gonna say it. He's Gemini, and we were dating, and we went on a few dates. After those few dates, we got a little bit more consistent, which I like because I like a guy that's consistent and shows me like, hey, I'm interested. Unfortunately, I was a very busy schedule at the time, and I guess he had this thing about him where he wanted to make sure that I was where I said I was. And one day, I came home from work and I got a text message and it was like, I just touched the roof of your car. I know you're home. And I'm like, why? Like,
he's like, I know you're not sleeping. I know you're home. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm home. Clearly, I'm home. And for me, that was it. Like, I cannot deal with the micro relationship. It was more like a micro relationship. He was like a hawk, and I'm like, I like my personal space, right? And it was giving you doing a little bit too much. It hasn't been more than 6 months, and we haven't made anything official. And for you to just be making it your business, like I only allowed him to drive to my house a few times, and it was after a date. So of course you're gonna know where I am because you picked me up from there. So once the touch of the roof was in the place, I was like, you're checking to see if my car's still warm. I gotta go.
Oh wow! You were checking to see if your car was still warm.
Yes.
Oh
Wow, that's what that was. Funny enough, he didn't believe that I was working 3 jobs at the time, so he thought that I was just blowing him off whenever he would want to chill and I wasn't available. So he popped up and he was like, I know you're still home. And I'm like, wow. Yeah.
Good for you for getting out.
Yeah, that was instant. I had to go. So,
oh my god.
That was my work.
Oh my god. Oh my. Is that the only time you noticed him stalking you?
There was one other time when he popped up early morning at my job. I worked at 6:30 a.m. and I parked and I was just chilling for a few minutes. You know, I'm an early bird. So it just so happened that I saw a blue car zoom past me. And I was like, it's probably one of the guests. You know, we work on the beach, so it's obvious that, people will be at that time in the morning, it's usual. So I was getting ready to get out the car and I just heard a knock on my window and it's like, I'm like, hello? He's like, can I just talk to you? You cut me off for no reason. I'm like, listen, I just want to go to work. Can I just go to work? I just want to get in the building. Someone come get me in this building.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was talking about you cutting him off from the phone.
Yes.
So he came to stalk you where you were.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You don't know it's me, girl. Yeah. And after that, I was like, listen, we can be friends, but let's just have that respect for each other where you don't cross boundaries. Yeah, and for me, my boundaries are serious. I'm a very
right,
person.
Right.
And that was just too far for me. So the worst. Never again.
Wow. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
So here is the Gemini.
I can vouch for the Gemini. Okay, Shawna, what's your story?
Well, I'm gonna start off. This is another Aries story.
There's a trend. There's a trend.
I'm just gonna say. So, y'all ain't gonna like the beginning of this because I kind of put it myself in this situation. But that being said, I'm fresh out of divorce. I'm doing online dating. I meet this guy. He's like, oh, well, I'll show up. I'll meet you. I'm like, no, bro. I'm at work, but I'm working in like Ross or some shit. Like, this ain't like first impression type. So he show up with coffee. Oh, that's real sweet. But, we talking and stuff cool. So, a couple days later, go over. We just hanging out. Not a sex thing at all. We chilling. Next day, now mind you, again, divorce, ain't been with nobody, whatever, been separated for like 2.5 years up until that point. Wake up the next day, he's like, oh, I got an appointment, I gotta go to the unemployment office, blah, blah, blah. It's cool, like shit happened, whatever. Independent contractor, dude works for himself. So we come out, ready to go, I'm about to go to my car. And I wasn't noticing, like, he had this look on his face, but he had his key in his hand. I think he, like, clicking his clicker on his car. And I ain't paying no attention. So we get there, and there's, like, second level of the apartment complex. He looking down and still clicking his thing. And I'm like, I don't hear a beat. Is this motherfucker hear me? Mofo? And he like, can you walk down to the back of the steps with me? I'm like, okay, so I walk down. And we standing there, and I'm like, so what's up? He's like, I'm so embarrassed, but I think they came and took my car. I was like, wait, what you mean? Like, Repo Man took the car? He was like, oh my God. Can you give me a ride to the unemployment office? I was like, okay, judge not yet. You
heard stories about this shit. I know I'm supposed to exit stage left, but something telling me, just don't judge. Don't judge. You know, that's the cancer in me. Just like, cause shit happened. So we like fucking around still, and I'm still down. I'm like, you know what? We gonna act like that shit never happened. I'm just gonna ignore it. But then, we progressed and we dated for a few years or whatever. And at the end of that, I can't even lie. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. But I'm just saying, like, real talk. Like, we don't want to be like, nah, I was doing it. I ain't even gonna lie. No, he still ain't around. That guy, like, dude, some people suck you in. It's a terrible story. Like, I seen it. I be looking back on it, some of the circumstances and stuff we went through, and I'm like, I should have had it for the hills, but I had the chance, and it never happened. Like, that's that commercial you hear on TV. They went to dinner, and dude was like, boo, 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 my car is being taken away. He is still there. It's like, I'm torn.
Beeping though, and not hearing it.
Wait, but I didn't even notice it. I didn't notice it. I was like, what's happening? And then he was like, and I'm like, what's wrong? Oh wait, a car is missing? I've never been in this situation before. That's all I got. Like,
what did you do when you found out the car was done? How did you feel?
well, I was just like, damn. I never quite been. I don't think I should. I'm sure he's really pretty embarrassed. Like, I'm embarrassed for him, but I should make him more embarrassed. Like, I don't know the circumstances. I just met this guy, and he's been really rude to me, and I'm like, damn, that's real fucked up. And now I gotta take him to the unemployment job. Does that mean he ain't got a job either? Yep.
So how did he come off to you from the beginning? Did he make you feel like he had himself together?
Yeah, but it wasn't one of those situations where people try to make themselves appear better than they are. He was just a guy who was around and trying to be sweet. He wasn't talking about I had this, that, and the other or nothing like that. So that's why I was kind of like, he could have been in an ongoing situation prior to meeting me and then just thought, hey, he had a little bit more time, but then you just meet me and then it's like, well, I don't want to have to explain this, but I still got to get to this appointment, so can you help a brother out? So, I mean, it was just one of them, it was like one of them judgment calls where it's like, okay, at the end of the day, if we being real as women, like it's a really messed up story, and the truth of the matter is there aren't any silver linings. It's a reality thing. It's a reality check. Like, you choose to deal with it or you choose to move forward, but at the same time, you can miss out on the greatest opportunity because you're judging in the beginning. So I chose not to judge because it's like, this is just now.
See, I think that's like a woman thing. We always hang on to that sliver of hope.
Exactly, but it can kick you in your tail, or it can be the best freaking fairy tale ending in the world. So you just never know. And right now, I'm in between it.
What do you think the worst, or I would say, the one thing a man could do that can make it more plain to women that we would relate to them more if they would just do this one thing? What would that one thing be?
It's transparency. It's being 100. I don't care if you just spent 12 years in prison. I don't care if you've been out of work for 6 years. It does not make you any less what's the word?
Desirable.
Or not desirable, but there's a specific word I'm looking for. You're no less deserving of being loved and cared for just because you're in a situation. Because there are women that are in relationships and they meet men all the time. They ain't got a job. They got 5, 6 kids.
and a guy's coming in and he's just like, look, I'm just trying to be there for you and love you. It's no different on the other side, but I think we've been conditioned so long to feel like, well, if he ain't got his shit together, I shouldn't deal with him. And it's not fair. You know, at the end of the day, we all go through our struggles, and it is going to be what it's going to be. So who am I to say, I want X, Y, and Z, but I'm not willing to accept the struggles of the person that I want in my life? Why am I any more deserving than this person who might not have nothing? Exactly.
Everybody has babies.
Exactly. So we all go through it, and we all got bad stories to tell, but some bad stories that may start out bad don't always end the same way.
Okay, so Tia, what do you think?
I agree 1,000%. I feel like we should all be accepting to a person as long as they're open and honest. Like, I don't.
And not stalking.
And not stalking. But seriously, I am one of those people. I get the benefit of the doubt. I know that it's not always the best thing to do with me. I like for people to show me who they are first before I just jump the gun. So you give me the opportunity to learn who you are, and I'll go off with that. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. And I want somebody that's going to be comfortable with me showing me that they're not perfect and we can build. But it's not going to happen if you're stalking or if you're not open and honest with me up front. I agree with her 1,000%. I would have done the same thing because, hey, at the end of the day, you're trying to get your bag. You know, I mean, I'm sorry the clicker didn't work. I want to see you thrive because you're a person, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And how would you see it?
It's the same across the board. I feel like communication, transparency, that is key. That is top tier. We can't build on anything. We can't make anything happen if you're not being honest with me. Whether it's, okay, you don't know where you are with yourself, or, you know, I'm in a situation, whatever the case may be, as long as you're communicating, you're being 100% with me, that you're unsure, you're sure, whatever it is, we can work through stuff. Like, I'll work with you.
And it's always embarrassing. Showing your true self and your faults isn't like a good look.
Yeah.
But if you can see me at my worst, and we get past that, then hey, we ain't got nowhere else to go but up. So yeah.
That's right. Guys, you're hearing this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. We're gonna take a break, and when we come right back, you're gonna hear more of the top 10 worst stories you've ever heard. And you don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
This program is presented by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from COVID-19. Take the following everyday steps to protect yourself and others. Get a COVID-19 vaccine as soon as you can. If you are not fully vaccinated, wear a mask in indoor public places. Children under the age of 2 should not wear a mask. If you are fully vaccinated, wear a mask in indoor public places if you are in an area of substantial or high transmission, or if you have a weakened immune system. Stay 6 feet from others who are not part of your household. Avoid crowds and poorly ventilated spaces. Wash your hands often. Cover coughs and sneezes. Clean high-touch surfaces daily. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
For the most accurate health information, visit cdc.gov or call 1-800-CDC-INFO.
We're back with your favorite host, RIA, from the Ask RIA Show. Now, here's RIA.
We're back. We have Tanisha here, and Tanisha's going to tell her top 10 worst story. Hi, Tanisha, how are you?
Hi, honey.
Okay, so what is it, or who was it, or how many stories that you have of the top 10 worst person you've ever dated?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys ever did online dating, right? You gotta be very, very, very careful when you do online dating, right? So this one particular gentleman, his name starts with a D, ends with a wing. And he was cool, you know, like his birthday was around my birthday time. We'll go Capricorn. So I'm like, all right, cool. You're single, you're lonely. Me too. Let's meet up, have drinks, whatever the case may be, celebrate your birthday. So we go out, and I'm treating him because it's his birthday. You know, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't mind splurge a little money, just saying, guys. You know what I mean? So splurge a little money on his birthday, and we go back to his place. It is what it is. Long story short, baby was blessed. I'm like, okay, cool. But I didn't think that, you know, he would go crazy over me. I mean, yes, I did. I'm lying. Yes, I 2 days of just blissful craziness. And after that, I was just like, I just can't. I'm not interested. And he flipped the lid. Long story short, he started being crazy. So this was around Christmas time, right? So my cousin invited me to her house for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, whatever. So, okay, let me break it down a little few steps back. So he decides that he wants to call his daughter. He has a weird relationship with his daughter. And he asks me, what do I think she's doing? She's at a friend's house. This guy's there. This female's there, this guy's there. She's in her teens.
Her parents are there?
I don't know where the mama's at. But he asks me, what do you think they're doing?
If ain't no parents there.
Question, what do you think they're doing?
I can't say that word.
Oh, they curse on him?
They ain't doing that if the parents ain't there.
Child, thank you for telling me, because I cuss.
I do too.
I be cussing, y'all. Thank you for telling me. So that's what I said. I'm like, he like, what? Spazzed on me. Very upset. He was very upset. So after that, that's when he started to act different towards me. And I'm just like,
oh, because you told the truth. The truth hurt.
Right. I need to go immediately. So, like I said, my cousins had a Christmas party or whatever. So now we're on our way back to my house, because I was with him. We're on my way back to my house. And he brings it up again. And I'm just like, okay, I really don't want to talk about it. I gave my opinion. Yeah, I gave my opinion. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Your attitude sucks. Let's just move on. Like, it is what it is. You asked me my opinion. I told you my opinion. Let's move on. So we're driving, because I didn't feel like driving. He drove my car back to my house. And as we're peeling off, he talks about it again. He's like, I'm like, listen, I don't want to talk about this no more. Like, I'm upset now.
Yeah.
So he's driving my car.
Oh, does he do that extra crazy driving stuff?
I can't cuss. I was like,
let me out the car or get out my car.
these numbers. I said, I know you. I mean, Jesus. Excuse me. Put the sensor up. I said, pull over right now. So we pulled back over to this spot. And I'm like, get out my car. So remember, he was driving, right? So he takes my keys out the car.
Oh.
Right. Y'all see where I'm going with this? He takes my keys out the car. And I'm just like, give me my keys. I don't want to do this with you right now. He's like, no, I'm sorry. I got PTSD because he used to be in the army. That's a story. I got PTSD. And I'm like, what does that have to do with you about trying to kill us right now?
Oh, wow.
What does that have to do with that?
Wow.
Kill
He's like,
yourself.
listen, I'm sorry. He's trying to apologize, and I'm just like, all right, I clearly see your psycho, so let me try to, calm down the situation. Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. Get in the car. Let's go. I'll drive. We drive to my cousin's house. I don't know why I did it. It's my fault. Because it gets better.
Oh, no.
Okay? So, go to my cousin's house. Now, mind you, we get to my house first because I have to change my clothes. We got, getting ready. He has an attitude at my house. And I'm like, oh.
Can you just shake it off?
2 days, guys. Mind you. 2 days. I done met this man. 2 days. It's my fault. It's me. It ain't even him. It's me. So now, we're going to my cousin's house. He has an attitude the whole time. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to ignore you. That was just my bottom line. I'm going to ignore you. When we get in there, you're there. You're my date. You're there. I don't care. So we get in there. He's actually like warming up and talking to people or whatever. So I'm in my phone on Instagram because I go live, right? On POF. Shout out to Rada, Ashley, aka. Come find me. We get back in the car. Long story short, fast forward the whole night because this is when it gets good. So now we're in the car. I'm pretty drunk at this point. Okay? We get in the car. We're driving. Now, mind you, I don't even know why I'm driving. He doesn't want to drive. I'm driving. So my phone is in the cup holder. And he's like, yeah, so who was that guy you was talking to? I'm like, what guy?
Look, I'm asking the same
What guy? What guy you talking about? He's like, oh yeah, I saw you on your phone talking to some light-skinned dude with hair. Detailed, much. Who are you talking about? Because I wasn't on the phone having a conversation with nobody. You probably saw me on Instagram liking a picture or something. I wasn't talking to anybody.
Wow.
So I'm driving, mind you, I'm tipsy as all hell.
Oh God,
He takes my phone out of my lap. It's in my lap while I'm driving. He takes my phone out of my lap. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever been in relationships where someone you look in your phone constantly was doing the most, right? So I kind of have PTSD about that. So I'm like, get me my phone! I just passed out. What are you doing? Get my phone. He's like, no, because I know you took some guy. So I'm like, all right. I pull over. It was a gas station, like a few blocks down from my cousin's house. Pull over, and I'm like, get my phone down and shoot you. I didn't say it that calmly, but for social media presence, that's what I said, right? So I have like one of those little police baton sticks. I got that in my car. And I have a gun in my car. I mean, can I continue?
Yeah, please.
So boom.
So which one?
I'm about to get you a sweater.
So boom. I'm like, all right, cool. Get my phone. So he gets out the car with my phone.
Oh wow.
I'm like, boy, don't play with me. You better get back. So long story short, he didn't get my phone back. I said, okay, cool. I take my little baton, get out my car. Now I'm chasing him with it. Give me my phone with the baton. Give me my phone. Who is playing with you? No, because I know you got this in your phone. Now you got that in your phone. Give me my phone back. So I may have hit him or not. He may have gotten stitches. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But leave it up to him. I did something to him.
Girl, look at you. Yes, but it's at the end.
That ain't the end.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So he doesn't want to give me back my phone. I'm like, all right, cool. So the police come. Like, apparently the gas station people call the police.
You're running in the street.
Hold on, before the police come, I pull my gun out of him. I forgot that part. I did.
I was gonna say it though.
I did. No, because I forgot. After possibly maybe hitting him with the stick, you know, he wasn't listening. So I'm like, all right. Click. Get my shit. So he threw it in the car. Okay, boom. So now the police are here. All of a sudden, this crazy bitch, she doing the, can you believe? I'm like, look at what she did to me. I'm like, sir. Officer. So what happened was he took my phone and I wanted it back.
Ooh, baby.
He's like, they're like, listen, we can't let you drive home, but somebody has to. You gotta call somebody because at the end of the day, after I explained the story of what happened, the officer's like, I'm not gonna arrest you for what? He clearly was the person that was the problem. So long story short, I had to call a friend to come and get us, and I fell asleep in the car. But he was the worst. After, this is why he was the worst. And I still have, matter of fact, I'm going to give you some tea. Just in case he ever saw this. Just in case he ever saw this and called me a liar on my mama. Rest her soul.
I love proof.
Rest her soul on my mama. Hold on, where he at? Where he at? Hold on. Nope, that ain't it. I gotta find it. Give me a second. On my mama, I got 50 million messages from this man. Voicemail, text messages. The man emailed me from 3 different emails.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. Nope. Oh God, where's you at?
Found it in here, baby. Love it.
I wish I had it. I wish I was prepared. But y'all got me
It's
on
okay.
Instagram
No,
now.
I believe you though. You know, it's too crazy to be a lie. You know, like I feel you. Like,
But don't call me a liar because I got the evidence.
nah, she ain't no liar.
What did the police say?
The police were just like, y'all can't, so the thing was, he told the police, which is the truth, he was driving in my car. So he was living in, Buckhead at the time. So how is he gonna get to Buckhead? So the officer's like, listen, we ain't gonna take you out to jail, but you gotta find a way to get this man home. You know what I'm saying? But they knew it wasn't my fault. But I guess they didn't want to take us to jail. That's what I said. That's what I said. They said, you gotta call somebody. They said you gotta call somebody, so I called my friend and then she took us to his house and then she took me home.
I like
So he was just a very jealous guy.
Very jealous.
That's an understatement.
Very
Oh wow.
angry because of what I said about the daughter situation. You know what I mean? Very controlling, very angry. After that became harassing. I filed a police report on him.
Oh wow.
Let me tell you something. So this happened in December 2021 or 2020. The man calls me months later and sends me roses on Mother's Day. Why?
Girl, that's like swim fan shit.
That's
Why are you doing
Yeah,
that?
it is. I
It
mean,
makes absolutely no, not your name at the end.
wait.
Not, oh, this is from me. Like, who is this from?
Okay,
Psychopath.
you need to bottle that shit.
No, he was a psycho. I wish I had a shot right
No,
now.
you need to bottle that shit.
Psycho. Absolute psycho.
Really?
Then, another thing that happened, this is months later. So I go live on POF.
This the
I don't
same
know.
dude?
Same dude. I go live on POF. I'm a streamer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he comes in my live and talks a little bit. And then I'm like, who is this? I click on the picture and I'm like, I'm looking in the camera like this. Oh, that's you? Like, you can see my face. I can't see your face. And all of a sudden you go, oh, that's you? Yeah, you know it's me. I said, y'all block him. Please block this guy.
Oh
Because
my
he was a
God.
fucking star. I'm sorry. Leave it. Crazy.
Oh, that's good.
He was a
And you met
psycho.
him on what site?
POF.
POF.
Tread lightly, y'all, on POF because baby is a hit or miss.
Oh,
Hit or miss.
wow.
Well, that sounds like a miss all day, every day.
And if his name starts with a D and ends with a Wayne, don't do it.
She didn't say it, I did. Co-sign it like I
I'm
did.
just saying, he was
So
not the guy.
how was it when you guys first met? What did you like about him?
He was handsome. I'm not gonna hold you. He was handsome. And he was very nice. He was super nice. Even when I met him, super nice guy. It wasn't until, in my opinion, the question.
That bottle of sunshine.
Right. I think the question, and then he had another issue with somebody over the phone about some business something. I don't know what it was, but his demeanor started to change, and I was just like, but the sex was great. I will say that.
That's what we see. It's like, and then you like, give it back.
And how long into the relationship did you
There
start
was no
knowing?
relationship. There was a situation.
Yeah.
Very much a situation.
How long
It was
into
a
the
situation
situationship?
shit.
What's wrong with
It
that?
was a good
I never read
situation.
that one.
A situation shit.
Situation.
I mean, it happens.
I like that.
And then you wake up after a few
So how
days,
long?
like,
That was a week of madness.
hey.
Was it
of
just a
madness.
week?
Yeah, a week of madness.
Oh wow, this all happened in one
Oh,
week.
that's
Yes.
bottle of sunshine.
wow.
That's that
Oh,
bottle.
we
That
can
magic.
I thought it was like an ongoing.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh wow.
Absolutely. You told me to give you a crazy story.
No,
I gave you a
girl,
crazy
no,
story.
baby. That's
I don't want to talk about
That's
the
it
other
right
one
there.
because
No,
he know
no,
where I live
no,
at.
we
So
gonna-
I don't want to talk about him.
that one. You good.
I don't
You're
know
good.
why
You
I'm
did
at.
good. Thank you, baby. You did good.
I ain't gonna talk about you, baby. We good. Over here.
So is that the only story you would have?
No, that's the only one she gonna tell.
No, I have several. Like I think I'm a magnet
For crazy.
to crazy.
Me too.
Because I'm crazy.
Well, I am too. So crazy people got crazy
Yeah.
issues, but then You try to be kind. Don't think nobody's gonna be as extra as you. But then you find somebody who is, and you like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you be seeing the signs, but then you be like, well, I don't want to judge it too much, and then you like.
I ain't gonna hold you. So I've only been in one really bad relationship, and that was with my child's father.
Me too.
Okay, so I've learned so much from that situation when it came to other people asking
red
him.
flags.
I was like, I see it.
Yeah, you see it
very clearly, and I'm on. Plus, it was a week.
And could you be out?
You understand what I'm saying? No. I'm saying because I experienced.
You learned
things.
it sooner
I learned
than
it
before,
correct.
so you didn't have to go through whatever. So like, have you ever been like, you'll be out and stuff, and like, even if you were friends, and it might not even be somebody coming to you, but then somebody might approach your friend, and you'll pull them aside like, because I mean, I used to be really sensitive like that. Like, something is off, I get really bad vibes, and it's like, no. And then you call somebody out, and then the crazy comes out real quick because they
what I
they
will say is I assess people because I don't like to prejudge.
You don't.
I like to hear, how you speak.
But you gotta be careful.
When
you're going through something, you would think.
Yeah.
Because even when I told you earlier about my story, it was like moving forward. Yeah, I had my guard down because I was going through the trauma of being divorced and meeting somebody else. But even prior to that, and after that, it's like I would be out with friends and stuff, but I still had that experience with another situation in my mind, like, this ain't good. Like, it makes you really extremely overly cautious, but you don't want to do it to the point where it's to your detriment and you're just going to be an old spinster with a bunch of cats.
Right.
So, it's just a really
It's a rocky situation, very rocky. But when it comes to other people's situation, I don't.
No, never.
I don't judge. I listen to people. Like, I have one friend, I'm not going to say her name on here, but she be talking about...
no D to the way?
Baby.
All right.
We ain't doing that. Love for the death, so I ain't going to talk too much about it, but she be telling me her stories, and I just be like, girl...
But you can't tell people nothing. They have to say.
So I understand.
Nobody can tell you nothing.
I understand. But I'm still going to tell you that. They're going to tell you, girl. What are we doing?
When does it come to, when do you get to the point where a man starts to beg? When you know he's done wrong and he starts to beg, when do you get to that point enough is enough?
What do you mean beg? Beg for forgiveness?
Beg for forgiveness, wanting to come back after messing up so many times.
I have a response. What's your response?
My only response is I've only dealt with that with one guy, which is my child's father. And he showed me so much of what a man can do that I don't tolerate it from anybody else. If you do something wrong to me, I am no longer going to accept it. It's one and done for me. That's just me. Now, other women, it's just like, okay, maybe like one more situation. Not the same one, but one more situation. Okay, cool. Let's see what you do. Let's see what you say. But that whole crocodile tears, that whole begging shit, miss me with that. Moving on. Call me a thought, call me a slut, call me a hoe, whatever you gotta say. I don't care. And I'm done. Moving on.
I think it depends on the situation. So like with mine, it was another baby daddy issue. Not the story I told previously, but I think with me, I was young and I never experienced negativity or abuse or nothing like that. So for me, it's like this is something I didn't know. You know what I mean? So after that whole experience, and it was the crocodile tears and begging, I'm like, then you have sympathy, especially if y'all had no experience with this craziness. People they love. Like I didn't know, and I just was like, well, maybe it was something messed up. Even on the back of my head, I was like, this shit just really don't feel right. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, I've never been told or taught differently. But then you fast forward as an adult, and instantly I revert back to that, where somebody does something. It doesn't even have to be a physical thing, but it could just be an overly emotional reaction from somebody that is not warranted. And red flags are like, this only goes worse.
It's a lot of emotional trauma.
Yeah.
A lot of emotional trauma. So, ladies, long story short, if a man does something to you and hit you with the crocodile tears, leave him.
Trust your instincts.
Trust your instincts. Oh, I'm gonna tell you one story. Baby, I think I gotta go to the bathroom before I tell this story. Baby, when I tell you, all right. I mean, sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's my favorite word too. Look, effing shit.
Right.
Those are my
I'm gonna
favorites.
tell this one story about my baby daddy, and I really don't care if you see it, if this get out in the public.
I got you, babe.
If he become famous, I become famous. Y'all gonna see this because this story pissed me off. So boom, I'm pregnant. Okay.
She ain't
7
said
or
pregnant.
8
She said
months.
pregnant.
Okay. Mind you, I'm staying with him at his place. Got the key and all that. Right.
Sounds familiar already.
So my cousin go take me to go get some Pampers from Walmart. I think we went to Target or something. Pampers. And
I can't.
just to think about this just hurts my nerves. You know why? Because at the end of the day, he always makes it seem like, like this. All right. So I'm calling him, right? Now, mind you, I'm a sneaky little one because I know he a sneaky little one. So I'm like, I'm about 20 minutes away. Mind you, I'm downstairs. Okay? I'm downstairs. So we go upstairs, whatever. It's just me. I got the Pampers, the box of Pampers in my hand, going upstairs, taking it upstairs. So I turn the key and shit. The couch is in front of the door. Needless to say, the couch is in front of the door. I don't even want to get into the story because I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to be real theatrical with the shit. We was fighting. Long story short, it's just simple things like that. I do not tolerate anything from nobody. You really have to go through the trenches with somebody to understand that you should not tolerate anything from nobody. So I'm trying to prepare you ladies before you even get there.
Wait.
Before you even get there.
Back up. The couch.
Don't tolerate nothing.
The couch
There
is
was
in
a piece
front.
up in there.
Yes,
Girl,
the couch is in
please
front of the door.
understand.
Of your
I already
bedroom?
know that. It
The
was a
door.
way for them to
Of
hear
your
that know
bedroom.
that somebody was trying to come in.
She not hearing what I'm saying.
I hear what you
I put
saying.
the key in the door.
And the couch
And the couch
was in front,
is in front
of the door.
of the door.
The front door.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You know what that is? That's
Yes,
like a silent alarm that ain't so
Like,
silent.
y'all
That's what
don't
that is.
really
I
know.
know, because I've been there, done that.
Y'all don't really know boy shit.
I
Until
know
you've been through
Shit. Yes, ma'am.
Don't get there, ladies. I'm telling you right now. Crocodile tears, and he cried after that.
Let him cry.
After he beat my ass, I done went to the hospital.
Girl, my
Check on my damn baby, make sure my baby was good. Like, y'all don't understand. You don't want to go through this. Don't be like a dummy like me, okay? Don't be a dummy like me.
I'm so glad.
But at the
Like,
end of the
really,
day, you
not
don't
alone.
want to get to that point. You don't want to get to
You're
that
not alone.
point. Read the signs.
You're not alone.
A sign is, if he leave, when y'all have an argument, that's a sign.
Dude,
Another sign is,
stalking, sitting outside of
if
your
he's
door.
stalking you,
Sitting outside of your door.
it ain't cute, ladies. It ain't cute.
Stalking you. High school, walking through my classroom, pulling me out of class.
If he
Same
call
stuff.
you more than 4 times in a row, it ain't cute.
Stopping me 7 months pregnant, his brother having to pull me out for me.
Hello.
Yeah.
It ain't cute.
Better
It's
than
not
that.
cute. It's not cute.
Walk the F away. Real shit.
If he yells at you, something as simple as a yell, it's not
No.
cute.
If you see him talking to your mama any kind of way, don't think he gonna treat you no better.
Here we go with
That's
another
how this
story.
works.
Hey,
What?
no, I gotta go.
We ain't got enough time.
I gotta
Sorry,
go.
ladies. Just understand and be clear. It's real life, real talk. Ain't nobody lying. We ain't got no reason to
I
lie.
want one more story from that.
And this is really not funny to us, but we lived it
And you
we
gotta
grew
laugh
from
through
it.
the pain in order to get to the other
But
side.
we're fine at this point. So you gotta understand we went through this shit. We've been through this and we grew from it. You know what I mean? So we can talk about it now and vibe and bond with each other.
Because you're not
But
alone.
if you're in this situation and you feel like what we're doing is not comical or it's not funny,
We're
then
not
you're
laughing at you.
and you're not there yet.
Yeah.
You're not there yet. You're still in the process of going
Healing.
through and healing.
Yeah.
Correct. But you'll get here one day.
You will.
Trust me, sis, you'll get here one day.
And it's always gonna be a story and your story to tell.
And please stop. Just stop messing with them, okay?
Yeah.
There's a million men in this world.
Yep.
Please stop messing.
And that one gonna always want you at the end of the day, which lets you know you a star that's gonna shine always brighter than that deserve. Sorry about my mouth, but it is what it is.
They always gonna want you because they know you're good.
Mhm.
They know you're good. And when they finally realize it's gonna be too late, don't you take them back.
Don't take them back.
Don't you take them back.
I don't care if you gotta get ghosts.
All right.
Okay, guys. I tell you what. We had a moment. We're gonna take a break and we're gonna come right back with the final thoughts of top 10 worst man you've ever dated. We'll be right back.
Got a story that you want to share with the world? Why not ask RIA and make your dream a reality? Only on the Ask RIA Show.
I gotta be in the house looking 1,000.
Right.
That ain't happening, bro. You know what I look like when I get clean.
Yeah.
If you can't deal with me in my little baggy pants and sweatshirts and my
Yeah.
flip flop with socks, guess what? We're done. It ain't gonna work.
Human trafficking is slavery.
And it happens all over America.
Any child, any woman, any man could potentially become a victim of human trafficking.
I am a victim of labor trafficking.
I was victim of child sex trafficking, but now I own my body.
Human trafficking is any kind of forced labor.
It can happen to anybody.
I am a mother.
I am an author.
I am a son.
I'm an advocate.
I am an educator.
I'm a sister.
I am a brother.
I'm so much more than what happened to me.
I am strong.
I am brave.
I am outspoken.
I am compassionate.
I am a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor of human trafficking.
We're back with your favorite host, RIA, from the Ask RIA Show. Now, here's RIA.
We're back. I'm glad you guys are with us still. We're gonna give our final thoughts about top 10 worst men you've ever dated. So let's go back to the ladies again. What would you say are the most important red flags to look out for women to look out for with men of all kinds?
I'm gonna go with aggression. A very snippy attitude. A man who cannot take a no. Obviously physical. If he puts his hand on you or grab you up. Like, no man should ever grab you up for no reason. Don't care what you do. Yeah, I think though aggression is one of the main things. You don't want a man who cannot control his emotions. Main thing. Don't do it, ladies. Okay? Yeah, I think aggression is one of my most. Everything else, we women, we strong enough. You know, we can figure that out. But aggression is the main one.
I agree with everything she just said as well, but I'll also add secretiveness, a lack of communication, and extreme judgment.
And jealousy.
Yeah, jealousy as well. And what I mean by extreme judgment is if you find like there are very simple, subtle things that you're kind of like, it's a pass. And of course people are different, but if you find something that's really like insignificant that somebody's being extremely judgmental about, red flag. Like, bro, like red flag. Because if you real extra about, oh, I didn't call you at 5, instead I called you at 6, and you get real freaking in your feelings, bro.
I thought you meant judgment, meaning like if he was like judging you.
That as well, though. But it starts from the simple part, then it moves on to the other. So it's almost like a testing thing. So I'm gonna test you and be judgy and make comments and whatever, like, oh, you was too busy to call me at this time and I asked this, and then it moves on because you accept that as a tester. Then it goes on to, well, why you wearing that today? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can't sit in the house and wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I gotta be in the house looking 1,000. That ain't happening, bro. You know what I look like when I get clean. If you can't deal with me in my little baggy pants and sweatshirts and my flip flop with socks, guess what? We're done. It ain't gonna work.
And ladies, let's be very clear here. Everybody's talking about this submissive woman, whatever the man is called. I don't know what it's called. What is it? Dominant? Submissive woman, dominant man, right? Everybody's talking about that, but let's be very clear. A lot of men are insecure, okay? And they want you to be submissive because they don't want you to challenge
feel better.
They want to make themselves feel better. So if a man is putting you down or making you feel less than, run. Because it's not you they have a problem with, it's themselves.
Yes.
Okay?
And some of them will suck your light out of you to allow themselves to shine above you.
Exactly.
And then as soon as they suck the life out of you, they want to be done with you. So don't allow that to happen either, because they ain't shit. I mean, yeah, I can say that. They ain't shit unless they have your shine.
That's so.
Not like really, like you get them to hear, and you know people love you, but they don't talk much about the person you with. But they're like, oh, they're such a pleasant person that you brought around. We have great conversation or whatever. And then
don't you hate that,
girl?
Don't you hate that?
Been there, done that too. Mm-hmm.
Give the gas.
All the way up here, and they couldn't talk to nobody. And then I came in and oh, we love her. She whatever. And his face would go from this to like, they talking about her.
I got a stuff. Never mind.
No, we ain't got time for no more of your stuff. We ain't got time for no more.
When I tell you I got stories for days.
Yeah, my ear ain't coming out.
If she ever want to do a segment with me by myself, I'm telling you, I have stories for days.
She needs like 2 hours.
Story
so if
for
y'all
days.
got that,
with one person. That's the part that pisses me off the most.
but that's your days, and then my days, and then we got like a whole 2 months.
Baby, like time.
This person's still the baby's daddy?
They always gonna be the baby daddy.
It's always gonna be the baby's daddy.
My baby daddy know. He know how I feel about him. It is what it is. Long story short, he knows how I feel about him. I curse him out every chance I get. So he knows how I feel about him.
Yes,
and let's be very clear here. As much shit as I'm talking about this man, he is in a situation where he has to humble himself to be for us to be cordial enough to communicate.
But let me tell you this.
So I don't hate him anymore.
I can see from
but
you.
I still don't trust him.
I can see from you though, because I know the process. Because people used to always ask me something. I used to be like, you know what? I don't have to talk bad. I don't have to talk down about it or whatever. Because that child is gonna learn all of that on their own. And my son is about to be 28 years old. I ain't never have to say nothing.
Yeah.
And he came up with that conclusion on his own.
Right.
I heard, because I kind of got ghost, just didn't want to do with him. He reached out to my son, and my son came back like, yeah, he tried to reach out to me, and I'm like, you talking to him? I said, you at that age, it's your choice to just be careful moving forward and allow him in.
Yeah.
And my son basically told him, he talked to him, oh, I heard you was a dick to my mother.
Yeah.
And I never said nothing. I chose not to speak about him at all.
Well, because everybody else saw, and when your kids get older, they gonna talk to auntie, uncle, and friend, and
but you don't have to be the one to do it. You know what I mean? Because what happens is then the resentment is put towards you.
This is another segment, Mama.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, y'all need to get some rest, cause
okay.
We're done.
In your closing, what was your final word?
Self-love is mine.
It's a good one. Respect yourself. Do not tolerate anything that you feel uncomfortable with, no matter what it is. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, then you shouldn't be in that situation. Never compromise yourself for someone else's happiness. Never allow somebody to manipulate you to feel like you need to please them in order to be happy. you deserve greatness too. You deserve love too. And if you don't feel it in your relationship, then you need to leave. There are a million men in this world. You do not have to suffer with them. Okay?
And the only other thing I'll add, and this is a testament for myself, self-love is a very important thing, because if you don't stand for yourself and learn yourself and know yourself, you allow anybody to treat you any kind of way, because you're looking for that acceptance for yourself through somebody else who may not have your best interest at heart. So love yourself first and then worry about the rest later. That's all I got.
Okay, guys, you heard it here in the Ask RIA show. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you got a lot from this. And I want you guys out there to tell me who you think had the worst story. Whoever that is, that's the person that's gonna win the 55-inch flat screen TV. I had fun. I hope you did. And remember, keep it real, keep it positive, keep it real positive. I'll see you next time.